I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're on part 3 of Jazz. We're going to complete this build. Last time around, we got these awesome legs built. Today, it is all about the torso and the head, and throwing it all together and showing you what's up. So, how about we just get right into the build and stop the talking?
All right, so here we have the two pieces of his torso, and there are some design decisions I don't know that I completely agree with, but let's take a closer look and I'll show you what I mean. Coming here, we've got his abdomen and his crotch, and I mean, this just looks beautiful from the little supports here going up towards the chest, the red highlights, the pop in element right here, and some of the pop out stuff is great. We've got these blue highlights here on the sides of the crotch, little ribbed elements here on the hips, which are really nice. This is not actually a vent, it just kind of laser etched to look like one, but we do have some venting up in here. On the sides, you can see we've got these wheels here, or cylinders of some sort. Little red painted highlights, lots of laser etch detail, which is actually really nice. That little yellow piece just kind of really pops out, which is really cool. You can see I haven't closed up the butt just yet because I need to get the legs attached, so I'm going to need to get in there. But you know, it follows the same basic pattern as the rest. Nice little red highlight going down the center. All in all, this is nice, and I really like the contrast of the silver against the black. The abdomen and crotch section here is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Coming up on the chest and head, the head sculpt. I mean, it's passable. It's a passable jazz. It is certainly not what I would consider to be the best head mold that we've done. The face is a little flat. The nose doesn't quite sit right, and the visor as well. But all in all, the basic details are here, and you know, they look nice. It's a nice passable head sculpt. It does have the Moo model logo on the back of the head. So more and more we're seeing this logo on just about everything that we build. Coming down, I mean, getting the shape of this was a little difficult, but in the end I think it came out and looks great. I love these little black highlights along the chest. The color scheme here with the Autobot logo, absolutely beautiful. We obviously have the Martini Racing stuff, the Bosch shell language there. Obviously no glass on the headlights, but these actually came out and they look pretty good actually. I'm kind of impressed with them. A little venting right here, or excuse me, a little mesh grill. Along with the lights, of course. This red is absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful here. This red highlighting. You can see we've got the detail under the chest here. Also great. I can't wait to get this guy together. Coming towards the back, we do have the copyright information right in there. A little hard to read, but it is there. And we've got his backpack here. I gotta admit, the glass on the back looks way better than the glass on the legs, minus the fingerprints, of course, but not bad at all. These side pieces here, I don't know how much of this is going to be visible when I add the arms on, but you can see, you know, it's got some nice detail, little 3D elements. This does go in, little slot there. Painted details like the piping here and everything. Now the doors, I'm not so sure about. This door is pretty much fully painted, but once we add the abdomen here, I don't know how much of this is actually going to be visible. What's really odd is on the back side, the door is also fully painted. There's an entire interior on the door painted on there. And then they cover it with this and you can't see anything. So I'm not sure why they went to that level of trouble. But having the doors there is kind of cool. I do like that. And then there's this. This is some of the most intricate and difficult to assemble detail on the entire piece. And you've got this jet engine looking thing. You got these mesh grills, you know, the red lights, I'm guessing maybe brake lights or something. And the only way to see it is to flip the piece upside down. When it's standing upright and fully assembled, you're not going to be able to see anything. So, you know, all of this detail gone to waste with no one being able to see it. I'm not sure about that particular design decision, but it is what it is. All in all, though, I mean, things are definitely looking great. So let's say we go ahead, get the arms, get the legs, we'll throw everything together and see what it looks like fully assembled. And here he is, Moo Model G1 Jazz, fully assembled, looking great. And I gotta tell you guys, he is far more than the sum of his parts. When I was assembling him, I did the arms first, not terribly impressed. The legs, good, but not spectacular. The torso, starting to get better. We put it all together and suddenly he looks awesome. I mean, he really does look incredible. But one thing you may notice, there's some parts missing. This here is the first Moo model that we've done that has accessories that don't have any place to go. So no matter what your display preferences are for this guy, you're not going to be able to get everything situated on the model or stored appropriately. And I find that to be very sad. Now what you're seeing here is basically what's on the cover. It's got his grappling hook and the wire going down to the hook itself. There's the spool. He's got one of his guns magnetically attached to his shoulder. And that is certainly a valid display option. It's not my personal favorite. I may end up displaying him this way anyway, because that wire is terribly fragile and I don't know what I would do to store it. Whereas the fist and this weapon, not particularly fragile and easily storable. That said, if you want to display him in other ways, here, let me turn this off. And you do have options. First and foremost, of course, is the removal of the grappling hook, which is, as I said, kind of fragile, so you want to be careful there. And you can get rid of the wire as well, which will actually exit the same way. It is a little on the difficult side, but it can be done without breaking it. You can take the grappling hook itself, just the hook, and attach it directly to the spool. You can, of course, take the spool off and replace it with his right fist. This weapon can fit in either hand. So it's great for options, and the same goes for this weapon, which can fit in either hand or on his shoulder. Now, chances are this is how I would prefer to display him, minus the whole grappling hook thing. But like I said, this is fragile, and I don't know where I would store it. So I've got some decisions to make, but how you display yours is totally up to you. So let's get into some size comparisons. Okay, this is the first Mu model we've done that does not have a Masterpiece counterpart. So I was forced to go to the Studio Series G1 Jazz, and here you go. He's about half the size. You know, as expected, the Mu model is significantly better from an aesthetic perspective, not to mention, of course, larger with more accessory options. And here's Jazz next to the Metal Earth Standard Scale Iron Man and Premium Series Boba Fett. He and Boba are about the same height, but of course Jazz here is more bulky with a lot more metal into him. Last but not least, we have him next to the Mu model Wheeljack and Optimus Prime. If you look, Jazz and Wheeljack are about the same height, but Wheeljack is clearly in an action pose with bent legs. If he was standing up straight, he'd be taller than Jazz, so scale is still appropriate here. And of course, Optimus towers over both of them, which again, very, very appropriate. I think this collection is simply turning out to be wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.